Good Sunday afternoon. I'm down 2.6. That puts me at 301. 301. Arg. I'm coming for you, 200s. Couple days, next week, you're mine. Okay, we're keeping this quick today because I am still paying for the mortal sin of taking a few days off last weekend. If I haven't explained it, I'm a freelance graphic designer, so we're not allowed to take time off, apparently. Anyways, got work to do, so today we're going to just cover 5 myths that people associate with keto. Debunking the myths. Myth number 1. Keto is a bacon, cheese, and butter diet. No. So, the bare bones fundamentals of keto are very low carb. The standard is generally under 20 grams per day of carbs. And fat is high-ish. I'll get to that in a second. And protein is moderate. You're not supposed to go crazy on the protein. Like, what's that? Atkins, where you just eat all the protein, all the meat and the cheese. On keto, it's moderate protein because your body will use what it needs of the protein for your muscles, etc., and then turn that into glucose and use that for energy if the carbs aren't there. So first your body goes to carbs because on keto you've basically eliminated those from the equation, save for incidental carbs that come in veggies, for instance. You should get the bulk of your carbs from your veggies. Because you've removed the carbs, the next thing it wants to use is proteins. So if you're eating all that protein, your body's going to use that instead of fat. So you need to keep that moderate. Dial it down a bit on the bacon. And after carbs aren't an option and protein is not an option, then it chooses fat. When I say keto is a high-ish fat diet, I mean, yes, you're supposed to get more fat, but if all the fat you give your body for energy comes in the way of dietary fat, what you eat, it is not going to feel the need to use your body fat. So use your dietary fat as sort of a lever. If you find you're still hungry all the time, eat more of your fat grams. If you just are not having energy, eat more of your fat grams. Your body still needs a certain amount of fuel. So after a while, you'll figure out what's right for your body. But just because if you're using your app or you've figured out how many grams of fat you are allowed to have in a day does not mean that you need to eat all of that. It's there for you, but don't feel obligated to eat that. So what I try to do is stay under 20 grams of carbs each day. I try to reach my protein goal and give my body that recommended amount of protein. And then the fat goal depends on the day. It really depends on the day. I try to keep my calories at a certain point. I generally shoot for anywhere between 1,400 and 1,600 calories. If I have been hiking all day, then maybe I'll up it. I think the recommended at my size is somewhere around 1,900. So I'm just kind of all over the place. So my body has to keep guessing and never Never can really figure out what I've got going on. But that's the very basics of how keto works. Low carb, moderate protein people do not go crazy on the bacon. And high-ish fat. So the whole bacon, cheese, butter thing, cheese has protein, and keto is not meant to have you go crazy on the dairy. A lot of people are sensitive to dairy, and it causes inflammation and all kinds of bad things in your body. For some people are okay with it. But dairy is meant to be this much of your keto journey. So I do put butter in my morning coffee, and I will occasionally cook with butter depending on what I'm cooking, but I'm not like taking out stock in Kerrygold. So do not think that keto is this crazy put bacon on everything situation. You can just put bacon on a lot of things. Keto myth number 2. It's way too expensive. There's no way I can do it. Initially, if you are coming from nothing but carbs and sugar, and you think that tomorrow you are going to be gangster keto, there is going to be a sizable initial expense. You are going to need to stock up on a whole new pantry of staple items like coconut oil and grass-fed butter and the things. Ghee if you don't want to use butter, or almond flour, or coconut flour, whatever. There's all these keto things you probably were not used to eating and did not have in your house, and you are probably going to get rid of a lot of the stuff you did have in your house. So that initial expense is there, but nobody said you have to go keto overnight. You can baby step it. You can just 1 week get the coconut oil, the next week get the almond flour, the next week stock up on whatever else. No one says you have to get gangster overnight. And if you do it gradually, that probably will minimize the keto flu situation. But I went gangster. I busted out a Costco trip and a grocery store trip, and I got the things that I needed so that I could next day get on the keto bus. So that initial expense was there for me. And I'm sorry that the lighting keeps going wonky and like totally washing me out 1 second and then being okay the next, but it's Oregon. And it's getting cloudy and then sunny and then cloudy, so whatever. Some of the things that I do to keep my expense down. I shop the sales, even if I don't need the Hempler's hot Italian sausage. If it's on sale, I get it because I know I use that a lot. Things like Kerrygold butter, if I buy that so I have like 2 options where I live. It's basically Safeway or Walmart. I used to always just go to Safeway because I don't like Walmart. But things like Kerrygold butter, if I buy a box of that, so like 1 brick at Safeway, because it also comes in some stupid little box, it's for something. If I go to Walmart, where I can get it just the brick in its foil packaging, no box, it's 2 something. Like, obviously I'm gonna go do that. I don't need the box. It's gonna just get recycled anyway. I don't understand. Or you can get that at Costco, 8 or 9 something for 3 bricks of it. Anyways, so comparison shop at the different places and figure out where things are cheaper. I also will shop, as my mama calls it, the used meat section. A lot of stores have a section in their, at their butcher counter or whatever, at their meat counter, where they put the meat that is a day or two away from being beyond the point that they can sell it. It's not expired. It's not bad. It's just, hey, we better drop the price on this so it gets out of here before it is expired. So as long as you use it right away or you freeze it right away, who cares? It's often marked down like 20, 30, 50%. Go there first. Sometimes they have grass-fed, organic, free-range things. So start there. If you can't find what you need, then look at the rest of it. I also will plan my meals based on what I can get more cheaply that particular week. Instead of thinking, oh, I'm going to make this, and this, and then going and getting the stuff, whether it's on sale or not. That's one way to save the money. Also, comparatively to a hard cut, comparatively to a high carb standard American diet, it's not more expensive. If you cut out all that carby crap you've been buying and eating that is expensive, a bag of chips is what, $4 or $5 or some crap? Go to your Burger King or your Taco Bell and buy a meal and you've just spent $10, $15 or something. Comparatively, it is not more expensive. Because you are not coming home with all that crap. You're coming home with good quality whole foods and getting more bang for your buck through that high quality food than you are for that crap that you ate before that wouldn't even sustain you and you'd be hungry again in no time. So when you cut out the crap and you bring in the good, comparatively not that big of a difference. Also, when it comes to organic and grass-fed and free range and blah blah blah, if you can't afford that, don't get it. That is not the make or break of keto. You do not have to eat that way to be successful on keto. It's just better for your body if you do. So if you've got some extra cash one particular week, bring home the free range eggs, which are really expensive. If you don't, maybe just get cage free. And if you really don't, then who cares? Bring home the run-of-the-mill buck something eggs. Nobody cares. It's not going to hurt your keto journey. Do what you can do. Keto myth number 3. You're going to lose a ton of weight every week. Keto is a way of eating. It is not some magic miracle pill that is going to solve all of your problems, also while ensuring world peace. It is just a way of eating. And like every other way of eating, you don't lose 5 pounds every week. Some people don't even have that initial kick-ass loss like the first week. Everybody's gonna have a different level of loss throughout the weeks, but what's been different for me is that week after week after week, I am going in the right direction. There has been a couple small gains in the last 4.5 months. Other than that, it's always been in the right direction. And for me, that is critical. So manage those expectations, set realistic goals. Don't get pissy and whiny as soon as it's slowing down and you're not dropping the lbs left and right. Be realistic. Also recognize how much better you feel, how much more you can do, the inches that are coming off, even if they're not coming off in the lbs. You are not going to drop a ton of weight every week. Most weeks. Let's just manage those expectations to the extreme. Couple pounds. That's a normal weight loss. No matter what you're doing. If you lose a lot every week, especially if you're coming from my side of the fat tracks, Your body, let's just say by the time it's all said and done, you may have preferred how you looked chubby. Because what's going to happen here? It could be a train wreck, but I'll feel better. Keto myth number 4. It's so much work. I can't do it. I can't cook all those meals. I can't do all those dishes. Oh my God, can I just eat out? Okay, if you're coming off of a 2 meals a day fast food habit, this is going to be a lot of work. If you never cook a meal and can't be bothered to grocery shop and don't have a dishwasher like this girl, this is going to be an obscene amount of work. To which I can say, suck it up and do the work. For the rest of the world who actually cooks meals, grocery shops, adults, how's this different? You still gotta buy the food. You still gotta cook the food. You still gotta clean up the dishes in the same way you did before. You just maybe have to think about the ingredients at first until it becomes second nature, and then it's just cooking food like you always did. That guy again. It's not that difficult. This is the easiest thing I have ever done in my entire 42 years to lose weight. So if you can't do this, I got nothing for you. Hey, bro, come here. Come get in your bed. Get in your bed. We'll go out in a minute. Go get in your bed. Keto myth number 5. I can't enjoy holidays. I can't celebrate anything. I can't go out to eat with my friends. I've already celebrated Easter. I've already gone out to eat with friends. I go to Timbers games where... Have you ever tried to eat healthy at a stadium? Keto aside, just trying to eat healthy at a stadium, period. It doesn't happen. So I've found my way around that. And let's say you're not trying to be healthy even. You want a proper party. You want to make Thanksgiving your bitch and eat all the pie, all the turkey, all the stuffing, and you do not care. So don't care. Ketosis is not an exclusive club where if you leave the club, you cannot get back in. The next meal, you eat what you're supposed to eat. The next day, you eat what you're supposed to eat. Within 2 or 3 or whatever days, you'll be back in the non-exclusive club of ketosis and everything will be fine again. Whatever water you were retaining because of this celebration will come off. Just give it some time. Enjoy the hell out of your Christmas. And by New Year's, you're probably golden and you can do it all over again. I've had my cheat days, like my birthday. I was back in ketosis 2 days later and losing the water weight after 4 or 5 days. And it's like it never even happened. This isn't like a one-off invite to this party. Everyone is welcome, even when you screw up. So don't make such a huge deal about going out to eat with your friends, and it's life. If you plan to do this for the long term, do it realistically. Celebrate, live life, go out with friends. Don't become a hermit just because you're keto. Do the things, and then just get right back on track. That's what I've been doing. And I'm almost in the 200s. That's 5, right? There's way more, but I gotta get back to work. It's after 4 o'clock. Crap. Okay, I gotta go. That's your 5 myths. Dial down the bacon. It's not that expensive. If it's hard work for you, suck it up, because what's the alternative? You can celebrate. What else did I say? And you're not going to lose a ton every week. Come on. Okay, I got to go. Next week, 200s. Yeah.